And let's go to Fresno, California, where Bay is on the line. Bay, you're on the Ken Coleman Show.
Hi, Ken. Thank you for taking my call.
Happy to. How can I help?
Well, I recently returned to work part-time after taking a little bit of time off to be home with my kids.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a college English teacher, but for some reasons, I'm not loving it, and I'm wondering if you have some advice for me. I mainly went back to, because I felt like if I stayed away for too long, it would be difficult for me to get a full-time position later on.
Yeah. Well, there's your first mistake. You assume that if you are a stay-at-home mom for an extended period of time, you fill in the blank, that you will no longer be relevant to the workforce and you will be seen as somebody that they can't hire. And that's absolutely not true. In fact, I wish I had the article here in the studio. I was reading an article about this very issue recently. In today's current job market, which despite everything that you're hearing in the news about how a recession is inevitable and all this bad stuff, oh, the sky's falling. Let me tell you where we really are in unemployment in America right now. Still at a historic low. We have more jobs available in the United States right now than there are people who are unemployed. And so I read an article, I believe it was the Wall Street Journal, and this is what it said. Companies are now more likely than ever to be okay hiring someone who's been out of the job force for a year or longer because they don't care what you've been doing. They care what you can do for them. And so I think what's happened is, Bay, is that's a natural assumption that you've made. But I just wanted to blow that up because you're going to be just as valuable 5 years from now as you are today because you bring more than just what's on the resume. You bring real skill. You bring real passion. And I think you went back to work going, oh, boy, I'm going to make a decision to get back in because I need some options down the line when so I better go now. And you know what it is? Your heart's not ready. Your heart's with those little ones, isn't it?
Yes.
So do you have to work right now?
No, and that's the problem too. Why I'm not loving it is because I really do love teaching, but
sure.
I put in lots of extra hours and I am really passionate about it. And really, since it's a part-time position, I mean, my paycheck covers a babysitter, and I don't even come out ahead.
Yeah. See, okay, so let me free you up. The great news is you don't need your income, and your income's actually not getting you ahead anyway.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's okay. This is the season where you're at home with the little ones. And being a full-time mommy is the best thing you can do for this world. You are shaping future adults. I don't know anything more honorable than that. So you need to quit because you're not making any money anyway, and your heart's aching. And let me encourage you with this. Last thing I'll share with you because I want you to resign today. Okay? There's no reason for you to be fearful about getting back into the marketplace once you're ready to get back. I saw a little sign recently in the mountains of North Carolina. I was in one of those little southern craft shops with my wife, and I'm just meandering through the store, and my eyes meet a little sign, and it was written kind of in a calligraphy, cursive kind of thing, and it said, "You can have everything, just not at the same time." And I thought, that's beautiful. This is what more people need to hear, and certainly stay-at-home moms like you. There's no greater work in the world than raising a child. Is there a greater resource to the world than human capital? The answer is no. And so for all you moms out there who feel this pressure to get back into the workforce because you think you're going to be irrelevant or time's going to pass you by, that's garbage. Don't you believe it? And you take courage and peace from that little sign. You can have everything, just not at the same time. And Bay, your season is at home right now. I don't know what your next season will look like, but this season is as clear as it can be. Your heart is telling you what season you're in. Listen to your heart, not your head. Now that'll preach. So if you got a friend who's a stay-at-home mom and they're wrestling with that, would you please forward today's podcast? It'll be available later today. Just send them to that right there and let them listen to it, because that's the truth.